No, officer.
Hey, doing good over here.
Doing good. I think you might need the fire department coming up by the looks of things.
Coming on by, things are heating up.
Hey everybody, TK here for Theme King TK. Back at Universal Studios, Hollywood for some updates. Back-to-back days. Day one, the goal to ride Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift finally during tech rehearsals. Then of course, coming back for all the Halloween Horror Nights construction updates and so much more. So let's get ready to make a splash and party on in the park. So the crowds were certainly out for a Monday. This was Monday the 3rd. And I think the crowds have been coming out because Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift has been tech rehearsing, soft opening. And it did here right off the bat, right at rope drop. Got in there. First opportunity to be inside the queue and check things out. And what an energy it was. Everybody fired up to have the opportunity. And just taking a look around, taking it all in. Can't take in those Lard Lad donuts or I might not get on the ride as a bigger guy. Got to play it safe. Happy to tell you I did get on. But again, taking a look around. And once in the queue, we did have to wait a little bit because to let the ride cycle. But then we got in, got to put the stuff in the locker. I'll be back with my thoughts. All right, just got off a Hollywood Drift for the very first ride. Front row or we don't go, right? Went front row in the Charger. And man, what a great ride. Super smooth. And if it gets up to 72, if it's faster than Velocicoaster, I don't know if it necessarily felt like it because it's so smooth. But I think my favorite part was drifting while inverted because you can see like the LA cityscape and there's like an upside down building and it's pretty crazy. But also turning backwards right before going backwards into the dive loop and then turning around right into the launch, incredible. They did a great job putting this coaster together. It's so thrilling. It fits the theming. The ride vehicle is incredible. And seeing LA, it's Hollywood Drift, and you are taking a look at Hollywood. It was awesome. Gonna get back in line and do it again right now. Gonna feature some on-ride footage that was on Five Fires, Mondo's channel, and kind of talk through the experience here because this was the same vehicle I rode in, which was the Dom Toretto's Dodge Charger there, that first car in the train. So a cool moment coming up right here, this spin where you take a look around, just wave at the other cars. And then this little brake run here, and then you know you're about to turn around and go up that dive loop. This was a part that I thought might really make me sick because I don't do great on backwards rides. And then here you make that turn around. This launch really reminded me of Velocicoaster, just hitting that big launch. And into this element where you drift and could really get a look at the LA skyline. And this part's so cool where you drift and look down at the Starway and everybody underneath. And then the head chopper go underneath the Starway. And this roll here, very similar to the Mosasaurus roll. Maybe not as dramatic because you're not right over the water. But super, super cool. Here's what the ride photo looks like that you can get. Me and my buddy Alex had to commemorate the first time. And the ride ran with riders throughout the day and sometimes tested without. So let's just take another look here at Fast and Furious in action. I really enjoyed the ride. It changes just the landscape of the park. You can see the people in the queue there. And it was such a great energy. As the ride vehicles were leaving, the people on the rides were clapping. The people in the line were clapping. When the ride vehicles came back, the people on the ride were clapping. The people in the line were clapping. It's just a special thing to be part of something that's not even officially open, to have the opportunity. It's just an excitement that is just electric. It's palpable, and it was awesome to be part of. And finally, there is some dedicated ride merch, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift merch. Here you see this shirt. It's got the cool design where you actually see that element that goes up over the Starway. and the LA skyline, kind of that gray acid wash. Pretty cool stuff. And if you catch a tech rehearsal, you might be waiting for a while to get in the building. This long line that goes all the way back to near Super Silly Funland, and they might cap that line off at any moment. So you kind of have to get lucky. Now, if you have Express, they've been honoring Express, but once you get in the building, no matter what, if you have attraction accessibility pass, same thing. You have to get through that external line, then they will honor it once you get in the building. And what you don't want to see is this, the Umbrella Army, because that means that it's closed for the time. Or if you show up at the park and you see this dreaded sign that there's no guest riding available today, which was the case the second day that I visited on Tuesday. So I was so pumped that we went there Monday and got on the ride. And here you see the people of Toluca Lake pleading to keep it down. All right, now we move on to some Horror Nights updates. Here's the unannounced house so far. Many say that it'll be Quinceañera, a quinceañera themed house, you know, where tragedies happened in this house, but really cool facade. You can see the aging. And something was interesting is here you see the tree on the left. It was on the left on Monday, and when we return, and I think I have a shot of it coming up, the tree had actually moved to the other side. So I don't know if it was just a creative decision or maybe there's going to be a scare actor on the left side, similar to how Muerte would come out in previous years for the Monstros houses. But anyway, here you see updated look as of Tuesday with, there you see it, the tree on the other side. This will be announced this coming weekend at Midsummer Scream, John Murdy's panel. He's going to talk about this, likely Tear Tram, and pretty much anything that hasn't been announced yet. So cannot wait for that. Here's the site of Sinners, and no signage up yet, but let's take a look at the announcement video.
Welcome in. The game's just getting started. But be warned, the house always has an edge. And this one's jagged.
Sink your teeth into Sinners. One nightmare of many. Only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
Here's a look at the preview merch that came out a while ago, and now this just dropped in Orlando. More merch on the way. That'll make you dance for joy. Some real merch. Dance for joy, just like the Minions. Minions and Monsters being celebrated as part of Mega Movie Summer, and there's some great photo ops, as you can see here, throughout the Illumination area. I put the whole dance party video up on my channel, so check that out if you kind of want to see more. And here we see a tower, a fire tower. Now, why is this so exciting? Well, it doesn't look too exciting yet, but let's see it in action. I don't know, officer.
Hey, doing good over here.
Doing good. I think you might need the fire department coming up by the looks of things.
Coming on by, things are heating up. I'm also wondering where that car went. Coincidence that I heard about some clowns and now the car's gone.
You never know with those clowns.
How many do you think could fit in a taxi? And they're very good at fitting into the vehicles, right? I'm thinking there could be at least 15 in the taxi. Do you think so?
It could be. I don't know. It depends. Unless one of them, is Clownzilla, then maybe a little bit.
I don't do nothing like that. I think deal with enough clowns at work, okay?
Good luck keeping the streets safe out there.
I appreciate you. Be my eyes and ears.
You got it.
Thank you.
Great to see the fire towers back. Can't wait for props to show up. Is this going to be Fort Nightmares? Likely. But now here we take a look at Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. All aboard! I cannot wait for this. This is going to cover Ozzy's solo material. So you know you're going to see a Bark at the Moon werewolf Ozzy in there. And you take a look at this prop area here where they've been, you know, storing some props in that wagon, the red and the yellow. I wonder if that's got anything to do with this color scheme with Diary of a Madman. Time will tell. Now that tent there, not for HHN. I think it was for this Yamava event that they had signs posted around, but it does tell me they can fit a tent there, and perhaps someday we'll get a sprung tent there and an extra house or two. But looking back at some of the details of Ozzy, Prince of Darkness, I really hope there's like a, kind of like in The Weekend when they have the subway come at you, I hope there's the crazy train in there that like comes at you. It might be tough in a tent house to do something like that. The Weekend, of course, was in Soundstage. You saw Killer Clowns off in the distance there. More on that to come. But I know this one means a lot to Murdy, and I know it means a lot to the creative team in Orlando, and I think they're just gonna, this is gonna be a phenomenal love letter to the Ozman and all of his fans. And just a look now at the doorway there. Can't wait to enter that. Let's look at the announcement video.
Ah, I see you've brought your strength. No matter, for even the strongest can be overpowered by the dark.
Let the madness begin!
Bow before Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. One nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
Ozzy taking his place on the carousel as well. Here was his preview shirt. No doubt more merch coming. And here you can see a Ozzy notebook if you need that. And the throne. And you can take a look at the carousel there. But I really hope we get more merch with the, the print art that came out to announce this stuff right here. You can see it on a cup. Merch is dropping in Orlando. Might already be in Hollywood by the time you see this. Welcome to Jurassic World. A chance here to take a look at Dead or Deadest. Get a little peek of the facade there.
Is feeling safe because as she's starting to maybe get a little more aggressive, you want to keep an eye on that, because if she feels like she needs to keep herself safe, she's going to do so in the most efficient way possible. And we want to make sure that means that she behaves in a way that's safe for us. She has a lot of weight. She's got a big group coming up. She could be feeling just a little threat here.
Exercise. Do I have everybody's attention? Okay, that was a little lackluster, but I'll take it. Oh my goodness. Are you okay? You okay? Sneezing a little bit? Sorry, her allergies have been acting out, folks. Definitely do not get too close to this girl. Her boogers are very sticky. Trust me, I know. She probably got something stuck up there when she was sticking her nose in the plants, to be honest. Are you okay? Yes, I think she's ready in her to do her last activity. Now, one of the things that she does when traveling with her herd is she'll feel the vibrations on the ground and notice that it is time to start moving. Especially when they are charging, you'll really feel the vibrations of about 40 Triceratops starting to run. Most of them in her herd are about 8 to 10 tons. She's only about 2 tons right now. But trust me, they get a lot bigger, about the size of a school bus. So, it really does move your feet. So we need to be the force of about 40 Triceratops that weigh about 8 tons with this next one. Do we think we can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to stomp our feet as loud and as hard as we can to try to get her to mimic our movements. Okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Start stomping. Very curious. She feels it.
Optimus, how about a fist bump if you're excited for HHN? There you go.
Welcome aboard, HHN.
Always great to see the dinos out and about. You saw Blue earlier, and Juliet, who is slowly making her way back to her paddock. But, you know, I just love the Jurassic area, the waterfall, and the kinetic energy when the dinos are out. Well, Juliet making her way back, and we're going to make our way back up to the upper lot momentarily, get on the studio tour to get some more HHN updates. The Jurassic Park Extended Q House will be the home of Dead, Deader, Deadest, an original house. The continued story of the Maxie DeVille family. He, you know, diversified, had other businesses other than the hotel. Nothing good's going to be going on in this morgue, you gotta believe. Perhaps the worst kept secret in HHN history, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is returning to Hollywood as a house. It'll be in the downtown Clown Town Scare Zone in Orlando. Let's see the announcement video.
We're about to begin, but a word of advice. You'd slow down if you knew what was waiting for you at the end.
Encounter killer clowns from outer space. One nightmare of many. Only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
And Slim and the Cotton Candy Cocoon take their spot on the carousel. And you can see it here, the most recent ads being the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy, and Slim, the official art there. Closer look at the acrylic piece. Pretty cool. Always they do a good job with the Killer Clowns merch. Now here's some stuff that dropped in Orlando. Hadn't dropped in Hollywood yet when I was there, but could be there by the time you watch this. The Killer Clowns merch game, including these pajama pants, always strong. Speaking of Killer Clowns, how about Krusty? Hey, hey! Always cool to see some actual sets and production in progress. St. Denis Medical, and of course, always majestic when you head into Hill Valley and now into Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies.
The dock. The shark's still underwater. I don't know where it is. It's right next to us.
You think Spielberg ever expected a Hello Kitty Jaws Sunday?
Left side. There's a flood coming. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. There we go.
Cool to once again drive through Six Points, Texas, as the massive refurbishment project continues. Here you can see a good chunk of it walled off, being rebuilt. I guess even boats are retiring from the Waterworld show as of late. Always good to see 1313 Mockingbird Lane. And now we take a look at some updates here for the Terror Tram. This will be announced again this week as well as part of John Murdy's panel at Midsummer Scream. You got the barn there. So much construction happening. I know people worried for a long time that it was just going to be a rehash of Blumhouse, but, you know, they've been altering that Blumhouse facade into different things. But the thing that I like is that there's so much construction that it looks like they're really putting an effort into Terror Tram. I thought it was fun last year, and I look forward to whatever this year brings.
When the trams drive by, he gets very angry. Norman, are you excited for Halloween Horror Nights next month? It's right in front of your motel. Oh, no, not till next month. Norman, don't walk towards the tram with the knife.
Always creepy when the wind blows through this facade and the curtains move around. I'm expecting a scare actor Little bit more of tear tram construction here. You'll have that VIP experience in the end, and that final kind of gauntlet scare to end the tear tram. Of course, the Odyssey just breaking all kinds of records, and a good portion of the sea battles and such filmed right here are dealing with the weather at Falls Lake. And it looks like, some production ongoing at Falls Lake as well. And now we head up to the H lot, where there will be two houses, one being Hellraiser and the other being Evil Dead Burn. And Hellraiser, one of those properties that the creative team called a white whale. So I'm sure they're going to do right by the Cenobites and Pinhead. As we take a look at what the maze looks like, the puzzle box, the lament configuration, let's take a look at the announcement video.
Ah, you're back. The trick of the game is knowing when to quit. 'Cause once you're hooked, you've already lost.
Unleash Hellraiser, one nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
I think Pinhead won the preview merch competition. A lot of it was pretty bad. Pinhead was good, and this also a great design that looks to be on a lot of merch. Evil Dead Burns coming as well. Let's look at that announcement.
You there, join me. This game's easy to play, but deadly to lose. So, will you hit a hot streak? Or go up in smoke?
Fan the flames of Evil Dead Burn, one nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
And a look at some of the preview merch for Evil Dead Burn, and the Dead-Eyed Dad and Dog found their way to the carousel. This is one that I still need to watch. I got to do my HHN homework as we take a look at some of the acrylic pieces, including Ozzy there, Fort Nightmares, and Evil Dead. Soundstage 15 will once again be the home of Stranger Things. Stranger Things 5 this time. Let's watch the announcement.
Please come in. Stare too long, and you'll find these mirrors reflect only your darkest fears.
Crossover into Stranger Things 5, one nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
The preview merch might have been panned, but you know there's going to be a slew of good Stranger Things merch coming down the pipeline. Bruce looking for updates, and Waterworld Stadium will once again house The Purge Dangerous Waters, that stunt show. In the Wizarding World, check this out. The Niffler is on hand.
Nadal, round of applause for Nadal, everyone! There we go! That is incredible. Niffler, how do you manage to do that?
And master of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This is one of the schools where young people come to study the magical arts.
New activities coming to Hogsmeade for Return to Hogwarts as the school year starts, so look for that. And of course, you can get your Fast and Furious themed food to commemorate it finally open. You know what hasn't opened? Mr. Barbecue, Malibu Brewing Company, and Insomnia Cookies. But don't worry, they're all coming soon.
Lies. Oh, lies!
You still have a chance as of now to check out this screen-used Trojan horse from the Odyssey. And when you look at its size and scope, that's the type of updates we're going to have after this weekend, after Midsummer Scream. So with that, I'll see you in the fall.